Okay, this is going to be the data table creation for the newsletter assignment. I'm using a Windows machine that's running Windows 7 and Microsoft Office 2010. We're going to start right here from our home page for the ASU CI 3750 online. The web address is right there. You guys should have it, but I'll make sure to include it if you need it. We're going to navigate down here to the assignments. From the assignment tab, we will go down here to newsletter. Now you can see here we're going to create three main parts to this. We're going to create the data table, we're going to create the classroom newsletter, and we're going to create the merge newsletter. These are going to be three completely separate videos, so when we get done with the data table, it'll stop and you'll have to load a new one for the classroom newsletter. This is going to go much easier. It's going to be step-by-step instructions. Instead of me having to type out every single question and possible problem, we're going to keep the current color scheme, and we don't want to show this message ever again. So down here on the data table, this is where all of the information is for how to create a data table. Instead of having to go through a page that would be about 5 times this long for the data table, we're going to work through this using this video. Basically what you need to do on this page is you need to copy this table right here. You need to get everything on it. The easiest way I've found is to start and get a couple of the words above it and get a couple of the words after it. Then you're simply going to right click and copy, or you can go to edit and copy, or you can hit Control-C. All of them work. You're then going to go to Microsoft Word to a new document. Now a couple of changes need to be done here on Word before you begin creating your document. First thing you're going to want to do is go to View, and you're going to want to show the ruler. That's the ruler right there, so that you can actually see where you are located on the page. The second thing is you're going to need to go to the page layout and change it from a portrait to a landscape. This just simply makes the page wider so that we can fit more data on it. Once you've got that done, from the home menu you can click paste or hit Control-V, and that'll paste everything in there. Now this button right here, you're going to make sure you want to use it, understand what it is, what it does, how it works. This is the Show All Characters button. It shows you every single thing you have. Now you're going to need to get rid of the spaces before the data table. If you have your data table looking like this, it will not work. There can't be a space before it. Now as you may be able to hear, I'm clicking the keyboard. I'm clicking backspace. Backspace will not get rid of this. You have to press your delete key to get rid of that paragraph mark. Same thing down here. Let's highlight all of those and press delete. Now we have a complete blank data table. Information that goes in it, these are the column headings. Just follow those along. It's pretty simple. All the little circles and dots will not print. That's what it'll look like when it prints with your information in it, but that helps you understand the spacing. First name, last name, this is the person. Give them make-up names. Don't call her Courtney, don't call her Monica, just make up a name. Parents' names, to be easier on yourself, keep the parents married. That way the parents' names, there's only one address, phone number, all of that's pretty much information that you should be able to come up with pretty quickly. These next two here, numbered guest and place, both of those refer to a scavenger hunt activity, which I give you the content for. You don't have to come up with any of that information on your own. You just need to put in a number guest, make it reasonable, and a place. Place, just give them a number. If they finished in first place, just give them a 1 or 1 ST. Don't write out the word first. There's their pictures, and then comment. Make this an appropriate teacher comment, such as doing well in math, needs to work on her spelling, something like that. The longer you make it, the more room you're going to need in your newsletter. So once you start typing all of this out, you should get it completely finished. It'll look like this one. This is one that I've already completed. You'll see got names, parents' names, etc., etc. Let's turn on the Show All Characters. One thing here, this is a problem that a lot of people run into. Right here, you have 412 Main Street, Boone, North Carolina, 28608. You want city, state, and zip, Boone, North Carolina, 28608 on one line, but you want the street address on a separate line. Notice I don't have a paragraph mark in there, so there's no telling how it's exactly going to play out. So if I backspace and then press enter there, you can see I have a paragraph mark now. It's going to give me the street address on one line, city, state, and zip on the other. So I'm going to need to go in here on both of these. Oops, that is incorrect. It needs to be after road, like that, and then right there. So you can see Boone, North Carolina, Blowing Rock, North Carolina, and Deep Gap, North Carolina. So those are all going to work there. I've given some big numbers here only to simply show you what it looks like when they're in the document. I gave places after the numbers, so you can again see what that is, comments, all of that works. So once you've got this done, you're going to go to File, Save As. I recommend putting a folder on the desktop so that you could go to the desktop, create a folder or somewhere very easy for you to find, newsletter, and we're going to simply call this data table. You can save it as docx, it does not matter to me. We're going to save this as data table docx. Don't ask me this again. Yes, there's compatibility issues. You guys will be able to handle that. It doesn't matter because this is what we want right there. So now that we've got that done, we've got it saved, we're ready to go on to the next step.